Resurfacing for the first time ever on a 2-disc Disney DVD.
There's the monster!
The underwater adventure.
Collision speed!
That started it all. Disney presents 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the special edition. Immerse yourself in all the action with fully restored, digitally enhanced picture and sound.
This is what I've been waiting for!
And dive into new depths of imagination with over 3 hours of all-new, never-before-seen bonus features, including touring the Nautilus and take a look behind the scenes at never-before-seen footage.
Wonders would defy my powers of description.
This seafaring family classic is a must-own for any DVD collection.
I'm a collecting fool.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the special edition. Now available on Disney DVD.
Well, let's give this a try. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I'm already getting rave reviews from the wonderful person right across from me who says they would love to watch this movie.
Is that what she said? That's not what I recall she said.
So then what was said then?
I never seen this and I don't want to. I never even heard of it. And it looks ridiculous.
You've just made Jules Verne just roll in his grave.
Again? Don't know who that is.
No, he was the author who wrote this book.
This is a book.
So yes, this is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. This is when Disney did some live action movies. Yes, they took their stuff from books. Sorry to spoil that for everybody. So this is a movie I will be reviewing right after this.
Put your
It's the Penguin! And the Joker! What should I be up to? Oh no! Are they going to steal a Batmobile? Can it be? Can they get away with it? Flash the bat signal! The dynamic duo will be needed here for this! I hope they see it! Success! Into action, Robin. The Batcave's computer plots the strategy. They'll need Batcycle and Batcopter for this one. Let's split it up and hit them high and low, I wonder. Holy Leap and Batcycle! We've got to capture those dastardly villains. Trapped at the pass. That should hold the two of you for a while.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that wonderful Batman commercial. So this was a 1970s Mego toy Batman commercial. And yes, I know it was in black and white. I figured we'd stick to some older stuff since I am reviewing a movie from 1954. Stay there, please. So I have a very antsy guest. So I guess he was excited about the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea review. So,
Or the Frito.
or he would like a snack during this. So yes, this was a Walt Disney movie, and like I said, they have done a few movies, a few live action movies, and yes, they were based on books. Swiss Family Robinson, Treasure Island, just to name a couple of them.
Never heard anything.
And of course, the cartoons that they came out with later were also based on books, like Peter Pan, Pinocchio, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Never heard of it.
The Lion King was basically Hamlet with animals. So yes, so I'm sorry to disappoint. Disney really never came up with any ideas of their own. But that's okay. We like them anyway. So and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is of course starring Kirk Douglas. We know him from Spartacus. And he is also Michael Douglas's father. And then we also have, you don't know him? Well, he just passed away, I believe it was a couple of years ago, and he actually made it up to 100. So that is actually pretty impressive. So now some of these actors I never actually heard of before. So bear with me here. I've already lost his name. Oh, there we go. I just didn't want to say George Mason. It's James Mason, and he, of course, is Captain Nemo, and he was in the movie A Star Is Born and North and North. I think it's North called North and Northwest. Yes, North by Northwest. And we also have a couple others. Of course, Peter Lorre is in this, and I'm not going to say what they're in because I don't really know. So I will just get into the actual story. Jules Verne, of course, was known for making. It was science fiction at the time. Can you stop? This is, of course, taking place in 1868, and there were no submarines then. So Jules Verne was actually writing a lot of, there weren't any deep sea divers either. So he wrote some ideas in here that were, of course, later on invented, and the submarine was one of them. We did not have them. So what happens is Captain Nemo made this. It was called the Nautilus, I believe it was called, and this is what he, of course, invented. Um, and people that were actually seeing this thought it was a monster that was blowing up these ships. And then, of course, he was taking treasures from it. So people thought it was a monster. They thought it might be a whale. So, of course, in 1868, it would catch a lot of interest. And and they had three people go on a expedition to try to solve this little mystery here. Was it a monster or some type of other type of sea creature? A very angry whale, since this was, of course, the time of whalers. So could it be like a Moby Dick kind of thing? Well, these three people end up getting captured by Captain Nemo, and they go on his wonderful submarine, and they get to see the little door that opens, and they're pretty much seeing underwater for the first time. So they are amazed by it, but they were also held captive. So later on, Ned Land he puts messages in a bottle to try to get rescued. And of course, we had the famous scene with the giant squid. So I will just go right into it and show the first clip. We get to see the so-called monster in action right off the bat. So I will show that in just a second. Well, this video is getting started off with a bang. So what I forgot to say is that this was a actually very expensive movie. I have to look at the exact budget again, but this was the most expensive movie for its time. And again, this is 1954. So I will eventually look up the top movie in 1954. So so now with all this commotion going on, yes, there was a scene here with after this, of course, now they're having a bunch of monster stories, and now the professor and his partner Consul are now looking at the paper with the so-called monster. So I will show that clip in just a second.
This was the deeply described to be by Professor Aronnax of the Paris National Museum. Why, this is the most far-fetched nonsense yet.
So Professor Aronnax and his little um, lumpy buddy there, Consul, have been pitched this whole exhibition thing. So they are going to try to find this so-called monster. And yes, I do bring Ned Land along, who, of course, like I said before, is played by Kirk Douglas. So this movie is actually directed by Richard Fleischer. I think this is how you pronounce his name. He actually directed Tora Tora Tora, which was a big movie, and then but then he also directed Doctor Dolittle. So kind of interesting, different types of movies there. But and of course he also directed this as well. Yes, to clear it up, not the Doctor Dolittle with Eddie Murphy. I believe it was Rex Harrison. So, no, no,
Never
no,
heard of
so then you thought the one with Eddie Murphy was no, not at all. So, so so far he has done a nice job directing this. This was also so far very well written. I haven't shown a lot of clips yet because it's Disney. I got to make them short, and also this is a Wednesday morning, and I do have to work tomorrow. So
You ain't the only one.
I'm trying to shorten this up as much as I can. Unfortunately, I am going to do the song that the wonderful Ned Land sings because, yes, I used to sing this when I was a young lad myself. So I will be showing that clip in just a second.
Got away with the sailor, sailor life, the way to live a tale of Joe. Like a flapping fish and the girls that love nights like this with the moon above.
So this is Ned Land here singing his nice little song, and they're not going to be together too much longer. So you can laugh at this all you want. You could say this is goofy. Why would I show this? Hey, you laugh, but this guy is much more entertaining than Bad Bunny is going to be on Sunday. I guarantee that. So thank you very much. You can play this during the halftime show. You can play Chip Cod Roach and Kirk Douglas singing A Whale of a Tale, if that is the name of the song. I recommend you play this during the halftime show over and over and over again until it reaches the 30 minutes, until Bad Bunny is done. So, now moving on. So, they do board this wonderful ship. I believe it is called the Nautilus. And they are the Professor Aronnax is just he is amazed by this. He loves everything about the ship. He loves how it's made. Uh,
The
he
submarine.
well, it's called a Nautilus. It's a submarine is what they uh, call it when it does eventually become invented. Um, so this is so he is just amazed by this, and I think he loves the little window here. He gets a nice um, view of the ocean, and he also gets to see the deep sea divers that are taking things from the ocean. So I will show that clip in just a second. Well, this is the professor and his wonderful buddy there. He does look like a lump on a log. So they are just looking out, and they can see these deep sea divers taking stuff from the ocean floor. And now here's the thing: uh, they stare at him through the window for a very long time, and yes, they do get caught. So let's see how that ends up in their favor, and I'll show that clip in just a second. So this is them getting captured here. So Professor Aaron X does end up. Eventually, he does introduce himself, and that guy's name is not Council. I'm sorry, it is Conceal. I think I pronounced that right. So, um, so now Captain Nemo says he pretty much gives him a choice. So he says that he would tell him his secrets, but he has to stay there, and he chooses his friends. So Captain Nemo does actually attempt to kill them, but then he changes his mind. So we get to see a lighthearted Captain Nemo with his pet, and I'll show you what that is in just a second.
It's me. Yeah, now kiss. Now off you go. Off you go with me. Come in, gentlemen.
Well, so this is Captain Nemo. I almost said Little Nemo. This is Captain Nemo's little friend here, and this is his little pet sea lion. So obviously these two get along really well. So, so now Captain Nemo is having his little friends for dinner, and it's a good thing. This is not Red Lobster quality. This is as fresh as it gets. This is right out of the so far unpolluted ocean. Give it a couple hundred more years, and the ocean is pretty much just raw sewage now. So this is the wonderful, delicious fish dinners that he will be preparing, and we get to see how they hunt. If my brother does watch this, he may hate this next part coming up. So, so just a little warning. Maybe they keep them as pets, but I think I think they are part of the dinner menu. So I will show that clip in just a second. So this is how they hunt for the wonderful seafood. Hopefully they don't hurt those turtles so bad. I know I didn't get them in the clip. It took forever to get to them. So now there was a scene here where they did wander off, and I believe they did fight off a few sharks. So of course Captain Nemo does scold them. So now I will show the next clip here of Captain Nemo talking to Professor Aronnax about more secrets of the sea. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Conceive and build such a craft, and in a single stroke harness power beyond the wildest dreams of science. Why, such a secret could revolutionize the world. Or destroy it. See how peaceful it is.
Well, so this is a nice little thing here. So I do like the little door that opens and shuts. And Captain Nemo still has not shown or told any of his wonderful secrets to the professor. So he is pretty much saying how he loves being down in the ocean because it is nice and peaceful. And I do have to agree. Uh, I honestly do like this. And he's worried that if his secret does get out, it's going to ruin the world. Well, he's not exactly wrong. These type of ships are mainly or mostly used for combat. So, so now I will show the next clip here of what it looks like from Nemo's view when he's about to take out a ship. It's a good thing this underwater sub or ship for that matter isn't a Ronco product, or it would be pretty much crushed to smithereens. So I will show that clip in just a second. So this is what Nemo's view looks like from sinking these ships. Now, his little method to his madness here is because he was in love once, and apparently somebody did, I guess, kill his wife. So now he is filled up with a bunch of hatred, or hate for that matter. So that's what he tells the professor. But everybody is sort of mad at Captain Nemo for doing this because they actually watched that ship actually sink from the little window there that he has. So it did strike a nerve, especially with Ned Land. So. So now Ned is actually writing letters and he's about to put them in bottles. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Well, I just want the bottles. You can't do that. These are priceless. Man, you're not.
So this is the part here with the bottles. So Ned Land is has an idea. He's going to fill up these bottles with notes, and he's pretty much going to tell the world that they are being held captive. So apparently, the bottles that Cons- Conseil gets, I know I'm saying his name wrong. No, it's something else. And I know it's very expensive stuff that he is dumping, so that is quite amusing. So Kirk Douglas's part is actually very, very good. He is trying so hard to get off of this ship. So now the final clip I'm going to show is the famous scene with the giant squid. It's not the end of the movie, but it is close enough. So I will show that clip in just a second.
We're found. Put a bullet charge. Aye, sir.
This is the final clip that I am showing. So this is the wonderful giant squid. Um, so he does let him in to try to. We get a nice little view with those tentacles, and yeah, they're just trying to hit it so they can get the squid off. Obviously, when he does attack the ship and it zaps him, it was not enough. It just made him mad, and he just went back for more. So that part did actually make me laugh a little bit. So, um, so this movie I actually saw a lot as a kid. I didn't see it so much as an adult, and they have remade this movie too many times, and all of them were bad. So, the one from 1954 is honestly the best one. The one that came out in 1997 was downright awful. It was a made for TV movie, but they should have just not even tried to remake it because it was dreadful. The squid was a giant devil ray, so that part didn't even make sense. And the guy that played Captain Nemo was absolutely horrible. So if I did have to grade this movie, I would actually give this one a very, very strong A. It was casted very well. The acting was terrific. The special effects were great. Um, there was no real overacting in this, and the writing was fantastic. So this is one I would highly recommend. It is on Disney Minus, so you can watch this and stream it for absolutely free, but you'll be watching a lot of ads. So I just recommend just to buy it. I did watch this a lot when I was just a little kid. We did not get the VHS because it was very, very expensive. So there are no tights, capes, or lasers, but this is very enjoyable, and you could watch this with the whole entire family. And it does have a G rating, so sorry for some of those people that only like watching rated R movies for whatever reason. So, please comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you very much for watching.